If you feel comfortable, you can take it out so that we can observe your expressions, and if there is some observation, we can tell it to you.
Right,
if you feel,
sir.
if you don't, then it's all right.
Sir, actually in the actual interview also I have to speak keeping
No,
the
then
mask.
there you should not take this. You should have that.
No sir, they ask us.
नहीं इसके ऊपर इसके साथ, क्योंकि वो आजकल अभी ने कर दिया ना, कल से कल
वो हटा सकते
अब हटा रहे हैं, अभी हटाया नहीं है।
हाँ, सर ये कंपलसरी
ये तो कंपलसरी है, दिस
Yes,
इज
sir,
कंपलसरी,
yes,
बट उसको भी अभी कल जो आया था ना नोटिफिकेशन,
यस सर
उसमें ये लिखा था, बट इट्स ओके, व्हाट्सएवर
Yes,
इज
sir.
कंफर्टेबल टू यू, दैट इज
यस
फाइन. नाउ यू हैव पास्ड आउट फ्रॉम बिट्स पिलानी,
यस सर
मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग.
यस सर
So in which year did you get mechanical engineering? Because initially they don't give you branches.
Sir, initially I first year itself.
In first year itself you got it.
Yes,
That's very good. Then and you scored very high marks also. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
So how was your total period of study there? Did you enjoy there in isolation? There is isolated area.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how did you feel there?
Sir, it's a very good campus and we have a lot of activities to do there. The clubs and departments are very active. Plus the atmosphere is very interactive. Like you sir rightly point out that Pilani is a bit isolated, so mainly we enjoy within the campus. But so there are ample opportunities to develop within the campus itself, sir.
I know.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever visited the temple there?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Very
sir.
beautiful temple.
The Saraswati temple.
Saraswati
Yes, sir.
temple.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
sir.
is very rare that universities have such a big temple for Saraswati ji.
Yes, sir.
As
Yes,
generally,
sir.
it doesn't happen like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, what do you think about the deteriorating confidence of the people in the administrative and governance structure in our country? People are losing confidence on that. They are saying that these systems are not working for us. We are suffering, no one is bothered about us. Why this feeling is there?
So one major thing is that people's feedback is not integral to a part of governance. For example, sir, when our laws are made, so people are not consulted. Sir, there are some administrative issues at the ground level, like sometimes people are forced to pay bribes. There is some prevalence of governance. Sir, there is mistargeting of government schemes also. All the intended beneficiaries are not able to reach. For example, sir, many of the tribals are divided of their pattas under FRA Act. And sir, if we look at police, the experience of people with police is also as not such that great as it should be. So sir, these are certain reasons which does not make our perception as good as it should be. But however, sir, we have been working on this, and some of the changes like the RTI Act have increased access to the governance, and it has helped to improve the governance to a certain extent. And sir, India is a developing country and it's a work in progress, and hopefully after certain years I think the perception should further improve, sir.
Just tell me one thing. What stage do you think that people start feeling that the country is developing?
So I think when the people get access to basic resources, because so that is the main thing which concerns them. If they are able to get good roads, if there is a proper water connection, if they are able to get electricity, so sir, these are the things in rural areas which at least will make them feel when they have proper telecom connectivity. And urban areas, sir, now there are newer issues like they need a congestion free transport systems. Like in Delhi we need clean air. So sir, as the society progresses, the demand changes, but I think when the basic needs are met, then we can say that India is developed. There are proper quality of schools and hospitals, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
This IPCC's latest, sixth assessment report has come. Now, in your opinion, what challenges does it throw against India?
Right, sir. So in the recent assessment report, they have predicted that by 2040 we'll already reach the target of 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial level, and this has far-reaching implications on us, like there is more more prevalence of heat waves, the rainfalls would become more erratic, sir. They also pointed out that there would be severe melting of the Himalayas, which can be a threat to the biodiversity there, plus the nature of the river systems there, sir. So I think the increasing temperature would increase the frequency of disasters in India, which is the major thing pointed out.
What can be the socio-economic challenge to us,
Yes, sir.
threat to us rather,
Yes, sir.
you can say?
So in social terms, I think the inequality would further increase because the marginalized people are the worst sufferer of the disaster, sir. So I think,
Which marginalized people are you referring to?
sir,
and why?
like the people near the coast, the fishing community, sir, they would be the most vulnerable to the cyclones which would hit India, sir. And in terms of economic terms, there is a huge loss when a disaster strikes India. So, sir, I think lot of investments would have to be made to make our infrastructure disaster resilience, plus lot of efforts have to be made for evacuation purposes and again rebuilding the communities back, sir.
Okay, and very recently National Asset Monetization pipeline or program has been announced.
Yes, sir.
What can be the challenges in its implementation that come to your mind?
Yes, sir. So there are 2-3 challenges. The first is that we don't have an independent regulator. For example, sir, in Indian Railways also we began with the idea of introducing private trains, but there were only 2 bids, one by IRCTC and one by...
If an independent regulator is set up, even then,
Yes,
what?
sir. Sir, if it's set up, then we should have a good mechanism for dispute redressal of PPP projects, sir. So we should have a good mechanism for that, sir. And plus we have to make conditions suitable for a private sector. Like in government, mostly we make the contracts in government favor. So we have to give them proper revenue streams. Then only, sir, they'll show interest, sir.
The contracting happens to be the key challenge in it.
Yes, sir.
That's
One of the key challenges. Yes,
and
sir.
what else?
Sir,
What are the major risks that you perceive from private sector's point of view?
Yes, sir. So one of the major risks would be they should have a adequate revenue stream for them, sir.
Yes,
And sir,
even then there can be risk.
yes, sir. And sir, like the roads which are being under monetization are less than 4-lane highways, sir. So
See, political risk is the biggest thing. These
Yes, sir.
contracts are for 30, 40, 60 years,
yes, sir.
and political regimes change
Yes, sir.
every 5 years.
Yes, sir.
What can happen in the next regime is not known.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the biggest risk
Yes,
that
sir.
people
Yes,
are
sir.
talking about. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Krishnan,
Yes, sir.
now presently tell me in which service you are in, because you have passed in the forest service and then also 199 rank in
Yes, sir.
civil service. We don't have your second
Yes, sir.
DAF. So which service you are
Sir,
in?
presently I am in Indian Forest Service.
Forest
Last year through civil services I was allotted Indian Police Service, sir. So actually I had some injury, so I could not join that year. So I had requested them for a year's extension and they have agreed to it, and I will be joining with the subsequent batch, sir.
So you will join the Indian
Police
Indian
service.
Police Service.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
And what was your optional subject?
Sir, my optional subject is mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So now,
Little more of people they choose such engineering subjects.
Yes,
so now tell me, there's a debate between development and environment. We were talking about development in India.
Yes, sir.
Now, we have vast, pockets of poverty in the country.
Yes, sir.
If we provide them proper housing, proper, medical facilities, proper education, obviously it will put extra, pressure on the environment.
Yes, sir.
It is said that if everybody has the standard of living as the Europeans have, then we will require 4 Earths to actually fulfill the requirement. So
Yes,
how
sir.
do you reconcile between the two?
Yes, sir.
In a country like India, where we need to provide minimum support system to the people, on the same time reducing the impact on the environment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, means the thing is that we have to provide basic services to our people, sir, because all the resources are for us. But sir, at the same time, we may have to ensure that it is done in a sustainable manner. Like sir, for example, we are developing a Ken-Betwa link in our Bundelkhand region. So sir, that is leading to submergence of Panna Tiger Reserve. There is displacement of tribal. So sir, for example, if we follow a development model which is decentralized, suppose instead of building such a large dam, we give minor irrigation works, build farm ponds in their agricultural fields, and we take a decentralized development model. So sir, that same issue of drought or water security can be addressed without compromising our environment to a greater extent. And similarly, like there are issues like roads passing through national parks, so we have to propose some flyovers so that wildlife does not get killed, or if the road has to go underground, there should be proper fencing, there should be speed restrictions. So sir, we have to balance out.
Yeah, but
sir.
these are small issues. You see, you have to have larger industrialization, because agriculture is not going to provide you more jobs now.
Yes sir.
In the service sector, we have already a lot of jobs, so that is already on saturated level.
Yes, sir.
So we have to have industrialization, and
Yes,
industrialization means pollution,
Yes sir.
water consumption, water pollution, contamination, air pollution. So how do you control that?
Yes sir. So for that we have to limit the emissions from these industries, like we have electrostatic precipitators or these control equipments like catalytic converters which could reduce the NOx or SOx. Like we have to have strong emission targets for that. Secondly sir, we have to look at the discharge of industrial effluents which come out from these industries, so there should be treatment of that before discharging into rivers. So sir, that might increase the cost of development, but in order to ensure sustainability, sir, we have to work on these aspects, and sir, we have to bring newer technologies which could reduce the emission intensity. Like sir, like in Finland we saw that many of the houses are constructed of woods, and we in India primarily depend on steel. So we have to look at newer, lesser energy intensive alternatives which could reduce the
So do you
emission.
think we are working on those lines? Do you think that every department is preparing a list where they can minimize impact on environment through their
Yes sir.
new technologies and new ideas, innovations?
Yes sir. So like we have our Paris energy targets of to 2030. So like for example in Indian Railways we are doing electrification. So sir, that would reduce the emissions to a great extent. The automotive industry is moving towards e-vehicles. So sir, that would also like for thermal power plants now they are mandating desulfurization technologies, emission controls, or coal gasification. So sir, for transport sector also now we are bringing new trains like train sets, Vande Bharat trains. So these are less emission emitting devices. So
Okay.
sir, yes, sir.
So now tell me some World Heritage sites in Madhya Pradesh where you come from.
So one is Khajuraho temple, so second is Sanchi Stupa, and third is Bhimbetka cave, sir.
And what is the significance of this Bhimbetka cave?
Sir, these are prehistoric rock caves, and sir, of Paleolithic and Upper Mesolithic period. So sir, they depict our ancient history, and sir, the colors are still intact, so that shows the.
So do you think these caves are leading to rewriting the Indian history? Because these caves indicate that 30,000 years ago people lived in these areas.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, I didn't get
No,
your question.
you mean to say that we have to rewrite our history now because of this discovery of these caves, and similar caves have been found in other parts of India recently?
Yes, sir. So definitely we should document our ancient treasures, because that would link us to our culture, and that would these are our national jewels which needs to be preserved. So sir, anything which is
No, preservation is one part,
Yes,
but
sir.
rewriting the history is very different issue altogether.
yes sir, yes sir.
Based on these discoveries, can't we claim that people actually lived in these areas 30,000 years before?
Yes sir. Yes, because sir, there are caves and there is presence of murals there, so sir, we can conclusively say that people lived there, and if any new historical artifacts are found, sir, we should
So
definitely
naturally then we should revise our history. Why should we depend on the history written by the British for us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely there should be a revision of the history, but sir, it should be just keeping in mind the ground realities and no exaggerations and other things should be brought in, sir.
Okay. Now my last question to you is, we have tremendous amount of disparity in income in India.
Yes, sir.
In economics we call it what, distributive injustice.
Yes, sir.
On the one hand you have billionaires, we have, I think in dollar terms, more than 50 billionaires, and on the other hand we have people sleeping on the roads. So what steps would you recommend to the government to reduce this disparity in substantive manner?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think health and education are the most important vehicles of social mobility, sir. If you have a good health and good education, sir, then you can progress to whatever
Yeah,
greater
but then
heights.
you are entering into a vicious circle. Without money, how do you maintain your health and education and food when you are sleeping on the roads?
Yes, sir, that aspect is also there, and government is working on housing also, and sir, that is also one of the first necessities which needs to be fulfilled.
So how do we increase their income? You have to give me some substantive idea.
Yeah, right, sir. So, sir, for increasing, one is that we have to make agriculture more remunerative, because 50-60% population is developed depending on it. So, sir, we have to bring value addition into our agricultural systems. So, secondly, there should be food processing industries which could remove the disguised unemployment from agriculture and then give some incomes to the farmer. And sir, for industrial sector, we have to focus on more labor intensive sectors like leather, footwear, textiles, which are large job generating units. So sir, these will give incomes to local people, which will help them to fulfill these basic needs of health and education. So sir, I think these are certain suggestions, and we have to focus on skilling also, because the more skilled our workers are, they will be able to work in better positions and earn more, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You are from Bhopal.
Yes, sir.
Bhopal is known for what?
Sir, Bhopal is a city of lakes, sir. It is known for the infamous Bhopal gas tragedy also, sir.
What was the tragedy?
Sir, the industrial chemical methyl isocyanate, sir, because of the non-safety measures took by the industrial unit, leaked out into the atmosphere, and sir, it caused a lot of deaths in the old Bhopal region at that time, sir.
What was the name of the company?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall, sir.
So what happened to that company?
Sir, it was closed down after that.
It didn't come back to India?
No, sir, actually the owner was escaped back to US after.
Are you sure they didn't establish another chemical company in India?
I am not sure, sir.
You study more on that.
Yes, sir.
Now you have mentioned about the interaction with the orphanage, I mean the children in the orphanage.
Yes, sir.
What is your findings actually after interaction with the children in the orphanages?
Yes, sir. So some of the orphanages are working really well, and some needs a lot of improvement.
That is a very
Yes,
general
sir.
norm.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am elaborating on it. So, for example, I find that the people lack a sense of belongingness. The children lack a sense of belongingness there because they do not have their parents there, sir. Like we have been fortunate enough to have someone to take care of us. So, one thing is that, sir.
Who was having these orphanages?
Sir, I didn't get the question.
Who was conducting actually all this orphanages? I mean, who was the person in charge of that? Who was the owner of the
Sir,
orphanage?
most of the orphanages are run by NGOs only, and some are run by government itself also, sir. Like there are open
So,
shelters and childcare.
You were interacting with the government sponsored or the NGO sponsored?
Sir, I have interacted with both.
What is the
of-
difference between the two?
Sir, difference is in,
Which place it was?
sir, Hoshangabad, Hyderabad, Bhopal, means whatever places I have been, I have always visited orphanages there.
Now tell me, what was the difference between the two?
Yes, sir.
managed by government, managed by the NGOs.
Yes, sir. Sir, in the orphanages managed by NGOs, sir, there is more care. What I felt that.
By the NGOs.
Yes, sir. There is more homeliness environment which is being created by the NGOs, sir. So they hire. I visited Muskan orphanages in Hoshangabad. So, sir, they have specialized tuition teachers for their children. They are working on their extracurricular activities like music and dance. They are sending their children even to private schools. While, sir, in the orphanages managed by government, most of the education is in public schools only. And that much empathy I did not felt which was there in some very good private run NGOs.
What was
sir.
the age group of
Sir,
the children?
it was approximately from class 1-2 to class 12, sir. Almost all the age group of children.
And boys and girls ratio?
Sir, most of the orphanages are separate, like there is a separate orphanage for girls and separate orphanage for boys, sir. But some are mixed also. And sir, I think in the mixed orphanages, I think around 10 to 15% of girls, sir, I have witnessed, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now
sir.
tell me, they are governed under which laws?
Yes, sir. Sir, main law governing is Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act, sir.
Yeah.
So under that, they are conditions for their registration, sir. And there is a yes, sir.
Good. Now, what is the recent amendment in that? In the Juvenile Justice Act?
Yes, sir. So recently, I think they have given some powers to the district magistrate.
That is relating to what?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall, sir.
Sure.
Sir, I had read, but sir, I am not able to recall,
Adoption. Have you heard about
sir.
adoption
Yes, sir.
laws?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is related to that.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Pranad.
Hi Krishan.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir.
I'll go back to your city.
Yes, sir.
Bhopal was declared the cleanest city for last few years.
Yes, sir.
There's this smart city mission of the government.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what this policy is all about and whether it's a success on the ground, and if not, what should be done to make it better?
Yes, sir. So under Bhopal Smart City, one component is development of a greenfield city, sir. So they have given a certain patch of land and they are building it on a scratch basis, sir. So that construction and all is still going on, sir. Secondly, sir, there are some components like provision of bicycles, separate lanes for walking, and sir, there are smart street lights, so that is the second component. Third is, sir, they are creating an integrated command and control centers where they will integrate the data from all the departments and they will prescribe some policies regarding that. And sir, fourth is, one of the major thing is focus on sanitation and hygiene, like you pointed out. So there is a focus on door-to-door collection of wastage, and sir, we are in the process of reducing the direct sewage which goes into the Bhopal lake, sir, and Bhopal is trying to develop some solid waste management plan, sir. So because of the good efforts, especially in sanitation, like we have complete door-to-door collection, there is a separation of dry waste and wet waste, and there were some campaigns in which they made cleanliness as a people campaigns. On every Sunday, on every morning, they used to clean the city together.
This smart city mission, this policy, this mission of the government,
Yes,
is
sir.
it a success on the ground in the entire country, or it needs some tweaking here and there so that it actually is felt on the ground?
Yes, sir. So I think some changes are required under smart city mission, like, sir, that the greenfield.
What do you suggest?
Yes, sir. So one major thing is we should integrate our cultural elements also into this program. Like Bhopal has lot of cultural centers like Ravindra Bhavan. So sir, these, and we have some old forts, so that they could be modernized. And
What would be a smart city according to you? What should be the essential components of a smart city?
Yes,
Just
sir.
plain.
Yes, sir.
What should be?
So one thing is there should be cleanliness, sir. There should be provision of basic things like water, electricity.
No,
Sir,
I'm talking about smart. These are the basic things, sanitation and all these.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between a city and a smart city?
Yes, sir.
What is this smart?
Yeah.
component.
So, this is smartness should be in terms of facilities for recreation, sir. There should be less pollution, sir. It should be IT enabled, sir. It should be crime free for women, sir. There should be accessibilities for Divyang citizens, sir. So,
Right.
yes, sir.
Right. Can you tell me a few famous and infamous personalities from your city?
So one is the Surma Bhopali character which we all saw in the show.
I mean,
sir.
no, people of eminence.
Okay.
I mean, Shankar Dayal Sharma was from Bhopal,
Yes,
and was
sir.
the president of India.
Yes, sir.
Similar eminent personalities, famous and infamous.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to think.
Nawab of Pataudi,
Yes, sir.
he was
Yes,
from
sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
Infamous, anyone? A.Q. Khan, you heard of him?
Yes, sir.
Who was
He
he?
was the nuclear scientist of Pakistan, sir.
What relation does he have with Bhopal?
Sorry, sir.
Like you, he was born in Bhopal, so he's a Bhopali.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So, with him comes the issue of proliferation of nuclear technology. India has not signed NPT till now.
Yes, sir.
Why it's not signed the NPT?
So one main reason is that we have threat on our two fronts. Like there is China, which has lot of nuclear warheads, and we have Pakistan on the other hand, sir. So we have our security concerns. Second main thing is that, sir, it is it is discriminatory. It allows the P5 members to keep their nuclear arsenal, including China, and deprive others of that thing. So, sir, I think because of these, and it was not India was not part of the negotiating consensus. So India was left out. So because of these three reasons, I think, sir, India does
With
not.
A.Q. Khan, we also come to Pakistan. What
Yes,
is
sir.
the difference between the basic difference between the nuclear arsenal of Pakistan and India, and what is the comparison?
So I think there is not very much differences in the nuclear warheads. I think they have around, sir, 140, 150 nuclear warheads, and we are somewhere 180 or close to 200, sir. But I'm exactly not sure on this. But this is
Pakistan has more nuclear warheads than us. Okay, we have a declared,
right,
okay,
sir.
and they have more of tactical nuclear weapons.
short range tactical
So
missiles.
do you think now with this instability in Afghanistan, so there is a certain kind of threat of these warheads reaching the terror outfits, or maybe the army giving it to them?
They have 150 nuclear weapons
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
in Afghanistan, missiles, nuclear missiles.
Yes, sir.
What are the repercussions of this Taliban takeover for
Yes, sir.
Pakistan, and do you think there is a reasonable cause for concern for India that these nuclear warheads may fall into hands of non-state actors?
Yes, sir, there is a reasonable cause of concern. Like you point out that they are the one who have helped Taliban to come to power in Afghanistan, and their ministers are openly declaring that they might use Taliban against India, and they may create instability in Kashmir. So, sir, there is a reasonable threat. But, sir, I think going to the nuclear extent would be devastating for everyone, and I think that they might not go this far because they also know that India has lot of nuclear weapons, and if they even think of using it against them, so their entire country would be devastated. But definitely, sir, it might create instability in Kashmir, not directly through the use of nuclear weapons, but non-state actors, sir.
So what should India do to safeguard its
Yes, sir.
citizens from such non-state
Yes,
actors?
sir. So I think India should enter in a back channel talks with Taliban, sir, because I think they are here to stay at least for a substantial years to come. So, sir, we should have a back channel negotiation, and I think this Taliban is slightly different from the older version, that like they have asked India to keep functioning its embassies. So they also want some help from, if India legitimizes Taliban, then entire world will legitimize them. So, sir, and we should increase our security on our Kashmir border at the earliest so as to prevent any attacks.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Krishan.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, beta, you have done very well,
Thank you, sir.
and we are very sure that you will win the race conveniently this time.
Thank you, sir.
Because I was observing you from a very, very different angle when you were answering the questions. I was not bothered about the content, but I was bothered about your intent, and that has proved to be excellent.
Thank you, sir.
The way you express your confidence, agility, and you keep all of us interested in you.
Yes, sir.
That is what is required in UPSC Civil Service exam. You have already cleared it twice.
Yes, sir.
You know it very well. And just tell me only one thing, how have you performed in GS3 this time?
So GS3 was okay, sir. Not very good, not very bad. Sir, decent enough, sir.
Which portion of GS3 was not well?
So some of the questions were very generalistic, sir. So like how does science affects our everyday life, and matlab, they were very generalistic.
Beta, either क्या है, the UPSC is proving that UPSC Civil Service examination does not require any studies of books.
Yes, sir.
They are proving it.
Yes, sir.
You can see that GS1, 2, 3, 4, even history, but there was question only relevant to the present one.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about that in the present scenario?
Yes, sir.
So now they don't need books.
Yes,
They are
sir.
emphasizing that you should not read books. This should be your general knowledge, the aptitude which should be reflected.
Yes, sir.
That's what they are doing, and even in prelims they are doing the
Yes,
same
sir.
thing.
Yes, sir.
So if GS2 you score around 130, I think you can score.
So GS2 generally marks are on the lower side.
I know,
only,
that's
sir.
why I am also speaking 130 only out of 250. So but even then, if you
Yes, sir.
if you score between 100 and 130,
Yes, sir.
you will be in first 50.
Yes, sir.
These are my words.
Yes, sir. Thank
So
you,
we shall
sir.
not be calling you again.
Thank you, sir.
Okay? All the very best.
Thank you, sir.
Anything you want to ask, you can
Sir,
ask.
overall feedback areas of improvement.
No, I think you are okay. If the questions ki kuch answer nahi aana is not a big thing.
Yes,
You
sir.
you are not expected to know everything.
Yes. Anything major which you
Nothing.
feel, sir,
You
yeah.
on some issues you can be more substantive,
Bas.
like environment and poverty in India. You can be little
Yes,
more
sir.
substantive in your suggestions.
More about the Union Carbide,
Yes, sir.
the Anderson,
Yes, sir.
and then the Dow Chemicals actually they
Yes, sir.
established
Yes, sir.
subsequently.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Because
sir.
that is once actually
Yes,
Bhopal
sir.
comes in
Ah.
mind,
Yes, sir. That is
then
the first
Union
thing.
Carbide is immediately the next question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the best,
Thank you
Beta.
very much,
Okay.
sir.
And your
all the
interview is
best.
on which
Good
day?
Sir, 6th September.
6th
sir.
September is very close by.
Yes, sir.
So continue reading good newspapers.
Yes, sir.
One general newspaper and one economy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You will do well.
Okay.
All the
Thank you,
best.
sir. Thank you very
All the
much, sir.
best.
Thank you, sir.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.